where to find the best infant CC, I suggest this video because I linked you over 100 custom content creators in all categories. I mean, I tried my absolute best. So go ahead and check the link below, click it, and just play this video in the background because this video is a Q&A. I am going to be answering the questions you brought in. I'm Sasha, nice to meet you. And for those who are returning, how you doing? I miss you. Oh my God, y'all, this video, I linked 100 plus CC creators, right? So it's been quite a bit. It took me a long time to like go through the trait importer, find out these creators' names, see if their links exist, or like sometimes some creators, they were like deleting their stuff or they not active anymore, unfortunately. So it was quite a bit of a journey to work on this video. So please hit that like button and just try to comment something so that it could push to the algorithm so that more lovely people like you can watch the video. So let's go ahead and get started with the Q&A. This video is divided into two portions. You're going to see a create a sim, and then you're going to see me showing the actual haul of like all the items that I'm going to be linking with, I would say, about a 90% accuracy. All right, let's get started. So the first question is, share 5 personal facts about yourself. Okay, the first one I would say is that I do love animals a lot, even though I have no pets. Like, if you don't even, by the way, like on my Let's Plays, I almost always have it to have someone who has an adorable animal just because I love animals so much. And I am in animal algorithms a lot on any social media platform I'm on, which is so funny, but like I do love them. And even if you follow me somewhere else outside of YouTube, I adore animals. It's a fact. This is a random second fact, but as a kid, I wasn't really crazy about sugary cereals. Now, did I like a little chocolate cereal here and there? Yes. But like I noticed that I used to gravitate towards the corn flakes, the Special K's, the Raisin Bran, one of the raisins, the all brand, okay? But yeah, I used to like those just bland cereals, okay? I don't know why, but I did. Another fact about me is that I was into K-pop during a time when it wasn't really popular. Like it took me 6 months to even tell people I like K-pop because I didn't know how to tell people that because it wasn't known. This was like years ago, by the way. Like I'm a second gen K-pop fan, and so I didn't know how to tell people back then like I like media from South Korea, because I feel like at the time like people liked, dramas from like Arabian countries, Turkish countries, like in India, Nollywood. Those were like more known, medias. And I just, at the time, Korea wasn't really known. So everybody was very confused when I used to tell them that. And I ended up making some friends who liked K-dramas and K-pop. And we just fangirl about the, like all the stuff we watch and like we talk about and the variety shows. We were like so into it together, and while now I probably watch some K-dramas here and there, I am not like so heavily invested like I was when I was younger. I think that's just such an interesting fact, and it's really cool to see how K-pop has evolved and grown, because like the music videos used to have like 100,000 views and now they're like 100 millions of views, and that could be like within days or a week or something. But all this to say is it's really cool to see how much the genre has evolved. So, and the next fact is, I know this is so random, but growing up, I was the tallest sibling and the oldest. Today, I'm still the oldest, obviously, but I'm the shortest. Yes, it's so random. I know it'd be like that because like that's exactly the same thing like with my parents. Like they're either the oldest and then they're the shortest. So it's the same thing. Another fact is that I like was really into just making sure, I guess, like when I started my adulthood, I'd say like, and I was on my own for a bit, I remember there was a time where I'd be really experimental with my fashion and just like everything. I really wanted to like, how it is, like I feel like you probably may have done this too, where you wanted to like explore and find out parts of yourself, and I feel like I did a great job of that. And I feel like still to this day, I do find myself still gravitating to sort of cutesy, kawaii stuff. And if I ever have a streamer set up, like I think I would definitely have like cute charms and stuff, and then make sure it's really cutesy and pink. And I mean, to this day, it's not gonna be like, even like in my, 10 years from now, 30 years from now, 50 years from now, I think that's just who I am. I don't mind, and I'm not scared of those type of perceptions, and I don't think you should be either. So yeah, I definitely am 100% 10 toes down into loving whatever is what you love, and in your self-expression and finding that for yourself. It's so important. Okay, I got a couple of this one. Like, what's your favorite meal? Okay, so I like lasagna, and I don't like to eat it from outside. I like to make it myself or have my mom's one. It be like that. If you have a family lasagna recipe, it be like that. So lasagna is my favorite meal, and then my second favorite meal would be sushi. But yeah, I do want to say, okay, I do like some other like appetizer type of stuff, like a good fashion spinach dip, give it to me. And for dessert, I love cheesecake and tiramisu. Yeah, I don't play about that. And I think you could tell, like, I have a somewhat similar palette of type of meals that I like. So, gotta be stackable, I guess, I fear. Anyway, well, if you want to know about my favorite fruit, I do love mangoes and I do love pineapples. And for vegetables, oh my god, like I love cabbages, I love kale, arugula. Child, don't let me get near a salad, because it's gonna be great when I start cutting up the vegetables for you, okay? But yeah, and then okay, so this is a sweet question. How's your day going? I'm not gonna lie, today I was a bit tired, and so like I'm even filming a bit late, not that late, but like I am hyped because I had kunafa, which actually is one of my favorite desserts too, I would say. And oh my god, y'all, the kunafa was like delectable. So I'm a little bit wired on that because it is sweet. So I am right now filming, and I'm okay. Today's been a good day, so yeah, no complaints. And then what's a sim pack that I want to see? That's the next question. A sim pack that I want to see. Ooh, okay, this one's a good one. I want to see elder pack. I want to see like retirement life, golden years, you know, like the golden girls. Like I want to have my own golden girls type of thing. Okay, so a good pack for the elderly. We already have like life and death, and some like it's stuff for elderly, but like we have somewhat midlife crisis now and just like grief stages and stuff. So there are stuff being implemented. I just think that the elder gameplay, like I need bingo nights, I need like, I don't know, like a retirement party, like, you know, I need something that gives the elder years fun, that doesn't feel boring, you know. I want to see some elder LPs, like let's go friends, like I want to see some elder screenshot and like your elder sim trying hobbies and like a bunch of cool stuff, but like also, you know, new sentiments for elder sims and like relationships, like, you know, with like their grandchild and like, you know, stuff like that, like being a parent, and like maybe somewhat like a parenthood feature, but like for like advice from like the wise. Like I know it's in growing together, like, you know, sage advice and stuff, but like something more tied together for them. I don't know if it should be an expansion pack, but you know how these days it be with the sims. It's a expansion pack or a kid gameplay packs. Honey, where are you at, baby? Please call back, okay? Let me behave. Okay, another pack that I'd like to see though is something for children. There's okay, so if you watch my single dad let's play, like, you know that void critter is kind of like the thing there. So I want more stuff, like, you know, I don't know, I know there's other stuff in other packs, like, you know, but like I don't know, I just want something for children too. Like I know high school years, yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead to the next question. What's your favorite pack? Oh, to your least favorite pack. Okay, now you're asking me for a tier video. How about this? I'm gonna do that for you next video or so. But yeah, I will do that for you. But okay, my favorite pack, expansion pack, I'm gonna assume, or game pack. Okay, so my favorite expansion pack is Growing Together, most likely. My least favorite pack is the Star Wars one. I played with the Star Wars one though, and I had a fun time playing it. Like I was a hot mess and I was going between the camps and stuff. If you played, you just know that you can be a hot mess on that pack and you got expelled or something. I don't know. It was fun though. And I had to look at my lover in the enemy territory or something. Child. I don't know if it's a fever dream or but I did play it on a random Friday, like the day I'm recording. Anyway, what's your most memorable moment that you recorded for a Let's Play? Ooh, sorry, that's a good question. Okay, so one comes to mind, and I think it's like basically from college years. And I remember there was like this whole moment with like Zaven, Diana, and Khaled. And like one time, like I don't know, something like Diana entered a room after Zaven left or something. And I was just like, y'all are acting like a TV show. I never asked y'all to move like this. What's going on? Wait, hold up. Why are y'all behaving like you're real? Like sometimes it just like Sims are so interesting. Even my recent like Struck by Love gameplay, if you ever watched that one where like the thought bubbles were thought bubbling, like everything was too accurate. I felt uncomfortable destroying Noelle's life in a sense because it felt like I was destroying it. Even though yes, it's gameplay and it's part of a challenge, but like the thought bubbles had me shook. Ooh, okay, this question is an interesting one, which is so simple, but like it's an interesting one nonetheless. What made you start your channel? I think I got that question more than once actually. I think that was when somebody asked me about the fear of starting a channel and stuff like that. And I'm not gonna lie, like it's so cool that I have a channel and that I'm even sharing my like stuff like this with online and even making a Q&A, especially because I feel like I'm very not shy, but like somewhat guarded, you know, and I protect myself and I separate my online, you know, Sasha space stuff and my real life. But yeah, what made me start my channel? So I think what made me start my channel is that I felt I wanted to share my Sims gameplay, but honestly, I didn't know I wanted to because I felt at the time I was so new with Sims gameplay back when it was like 2020, and my friends like would hear me talk about my gameplay and they're like, why don't you share your gameplay? Like people share their gameplay online. And I remember I think I was on Instagram and like I was sharing my gameplay back then and I was like, oh, I don't know, like, you know, I was kind of unsure because, you know, not that I watched Let's Plays and stuff like that like a lot, because I didn't. I think I only watched like one or two YouTubers at the time. I would say maybe three or four actually. I didn't. The thing was like I really barely knew much about Let's Plays like that. I really joined YouTube confused AF. I barely knew what a Let's Play fully was. I barely knew like what machinimas were. I really came into the game confused. So what made me share was that I just was really inspired by my gameplay and just the messiness and how much like it could go deep to like fun and fluffy and all aspects of just storytelling. I love sharing stories online. And you know, I guess a fun fact would be also I used to write at one point. So you know, sharing stories like this online and in a different way from writing is fun, I'm not gonna lie. So what shows am I currently watching? Oh, that's such a random question. I did say you could ask about TV shows and stuff. So currently, okay, I just finished Running Point on Netflix, and that was with Kate Hudson, like Mindy Kaling, executive producer. That was a fun show. Like it was whimsical in a sense. Like it was so unserious and funny. I enjoyed myself watching it, and Chet Hanks was a fool. Okay, if you want to watch a show that just makes you laugh, I think that's a good show to watch. And then I watched The Morning Show, I believe, and that's with Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon. That was a good watch. I like it. It's a heavy though. I do want to say that, so I'd say be careful. Like I took a break. I'm still not watching season 2 yet. Like I need a breather. Whew. And then I watched Shrinking on Apple. Okay, so I'm for a TV show that I'm currently watching. I'm watching One Tree Hill, but I'm watching that so slowly. You'd think it's like 2001 or whatever the show came out. Like I'm watching it like a turtle. Like I'm literally so close to finishing season 1. That's how slow. Like I think I started back in autumn. Like the pace that I usually watch shows, or like I used to, I should say, when I was younger, because I used to be like a serious binge watcher. I probably would be on season 4 or 5 by now. Like hello, you know. And yeah, I think that's a good question. Thank you for asking me that one. Ooh, okay. I'm assuming the same person might have asked the same question. I'm not sure. They asked about my favorite movie now. And I actually think I was asked this more than once too. My favorite movie. This is a hard one. Okay, I like the first Sex and the City movie. I like Mean Girls. I like 13 Going on 30. Okay, so I do love just the quote unquote chick flicks. I love that. Don't care. Don't judge me, but I love watching them, especially the early 2000 ones in the 90s. Woo, I'm watching them. I like a lot of those movies basically. So I might just write a list like on screen, but those are like the movies that come to mind. And so somebody asked me about hobbies. So I like playing The Sims, obviously. I like reading, and I like writing. I like yoga, and what else? I want to add something else this year, and it's actually on my like things I want to do this year, which was pottery. Oddly enough, The Sims came out with that, but like for real, I swear to God, it was on my things to do this year. So one thing I want to explore is like even just going to one pottery class, you know, maybe even a painting class. I just want to explore into different hobbies, you know. And so yeah. Ooh, somebody asked me what's a song that I'm loving. Ooh, let me search. Let me open my Apple Music. Give me a second. I've been enjoying Pink Pony Club by Chappelle Roan. I like the Tyla Push to Start remix with Sean Paul. I like the Rima song Baby. I like Heidi Montag's song I'll Do It. I like Stunna Girl's song Like That remix with JT. And then I like JT's song with Stunna Girl, Lemon Pepper. I love both songs, and I love that they shout each other out on both their verses on opposite songs. I think that was just so creative on how they did that. I don't know, that's like the most fun random music lore that I've been into lately. So yeah, I think that's pretty much the songs that I've been enjoying lately. Okay, this question is so random. This one had me laughing. Someone said, do your female Sims shave their entire bodies? Okay, listen, there's a reason why I made my settings for my feminine Sims not to have hair, and it's because the hair randomizes and it's not cute. If you watch my Let's Plays, you would know that my, like, especially like even in one recent episode with Single Dad when Carissa aged up and like the feminine Sims were all having random hair colors that aren't their original hair colors on their bodies. Like there's a reason why I have to have it disabled, because for some reason it's randomized. Even though I tell the hairs not to randomize, it's just for some reason the cast hairs work weird, even if it's CC. That's why I just have it disabled for feminine Sims, because I'd rather, yes, them shave themselves, but like it's a glitch. Like they're not letting me do it the way that I like it. I don't know if I have it glitched because of my mods. I just think that what's easier was I just had the settings as much as I can turned off through Sims 4 Studio. So yeah. But the person was very funny for that question. The next question is, which Sims townies are going on your Hear Me Out cake? Okay, no, don't judge me, but that grandpa on the new expansion pack, why is he cute? Don't judge me. I swear I wanted to tweet it, okay? But I held it myself. I was like, you know what, Sasha girl, you need to be a little, you know, I don't want to be judged, but yeah. I know that like Simon Scott is always like my favorite townie. If you know me, I have said or thirsted, even though he's a married man and I should behave, but like Simon Scott is cute, and I would have never destroyed his relationship with Sarah ever. But he's cute, and I actually adore Sarah too. So like I always give them a happy life. Okay, and then someone asked me, okay, so this next question is really hard to actually answer because it's so realistic, and it's such a, like, I really say thank you for asking me this question. How do you deal with comparison in the Sims community? I feel it's extremely hard to do with so many talented Simmers out here nowadays. So how do I deal with comparison? This is the thing, right? So I get it. As human beings, we're gonna look to what somebody else has, especially if you feel that they have it quote unquote better. But like once you start to think that, then that puts you below the person. And do you want that, or do you want to make yourself feel like you're better than someone else, and then now you're putting someone else below you? Like, do you get what I'm saying? Though that's when you start to feel like, you know, like, I don't know how to say it, doesn't make you feel good. I mean, I hope it wouldn't make you feel good. I think we're all talented, beautiful Sims creators, and I love everybody's stuff. It doesn't matter if they have a high following or not a high following, because once upon a time I started, I'm about just, you know, I mean, at 6.8k, I know that's a decent following, but it's not like a very high number, you know, but I did start out with 0, and you know, and I have met people who treated me the same way to this day. Like, you know, example, one of my closest friends, I would say, shout out to Day, who I've known, I think, since I had like maybe 50 followers or something. I've barely had any followers, and people who I've connected with and known for the past few years, and you know, I've either talked to on a personal level or not. And so I think that like there's a part of I understand that there's people, like, you know, you see who may be super talented, and like example, like maybe how they do their machinimas and how they do their let's plays and stuff. But like I swear to God, like one thing you could say is that when you see that, it should inspire you to want to do better and to be better in your editing style, whether it's in your filming style, and just give yourself that grace, you know? Yes, there's so many talented people out there, but guess what? They don't have what you have. Okay? Just like, you know, I have my own unique thing. I'm 1000% sure you have your own unique thing. That's something that makes you unique, that somebody is like, you know what, watching that person's LP, like I love watching their videos. Oh my God, that person's cast recommendations are always on point. I don't even know how to CC shop, but thanks to this person who's always giving me these amazing links, I get to enjoy that video. Oh my God, thank you so much for this how-to video. I didn't know how to use UI Cheats mod. Today I know how to use it. Oh, I didn't know how to use RPO mod. I didn't know how to use Wonderful Whims. I didn't know how to use this mod recommendations. Oh my God, you know what I'm saying? The way you present yourself and in your videos makes you unique, and somebody out there is appreciating your content. Don't forget that. Don't forget you're doing this out of you. When you went out of your way to do the editing, to filming, you did, I'm sure there was love in there, and somebody, just as much you poured that love and attention to, somebody's putting that love and attention to it. Yeah, I know sometimes I feel like this day and age there's not as much commenters. I feel like there used to be. I feel like people used to talk a lot in the comment section, and I feel like on YouTube it's not as much as it used to be. I feel like when I was younger, like everybody just wanted to say something, and so now I think people just watch YouTube like maybe on their TV or on a device, and they just exit out. So like maybe, you know, I know as a content creator you may just be like not feeling as, it's not as loud as it should be, and trust me, I go through that. You know, I've had videos where sometimes I'm not getting comments on it at all, and what can I do? You know, I know that whoever watched it appreciated it. I see the likes, I see the views, I see the audience retention, I see that people watched it and they enjoyed it. Like, I'm gonna just assume that speaks for itself for that video. If I didn't get much comment, oh well, you know. So and I'm not even gonna lie, y'all, like one of the things that makes me continue having my channel, or even the dealing with comparisons, is that even if it happens, I'm gonna upload again. Like, say example, I had a video flop or a post flop, guess what? I'm still gonna upload the next video. I'm still gonna upload the next post. Unless I'm like burnt out of just like not doing content creation, then that's just gonna be that's like something I'm gonna have to accept in the future. That's if it's a reality, I'm just gonna have to accept, like, oh well, I don't want to do this. Oh well, this doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? But I think you should have the mentality where you have to focus on yourself, what you're doing, focus on making yourself better. So like example, like for me, the video you're looking at right now, I made my own G shade with it, you know, and I wanted to make my game, you know, or how I want it to look for a certain let's play that I'm working on right now. And I've been like learning how to make my own G shade for it. I've never done that. Now, do I use G shades that other amazing people that share with us? Yes, I've been using. But like right now I was like, yo, I want to try to see if I can figure out the coloring that I want and the story that I want to tell. And so all I say is that yes, there's so many talented people, but honestly, you could strengthen yourself in ways that you don't even have to look at what another person's doing. If you see what somebody's done and they're talented, you say, bless them. I love what they're doing, and I'm gonna try to implement something, not exactly what they're doing, but to my style. Be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself. You know, I would say also, if you feel that you're getting into negative thought patterns of comparing yourself, then maybe take a step back, like take a break from it, like give yourself a few days off, you know, or like go and make another account that's like, you know, that you don't have to be like looking at like that or content for a bit, or like log off for a bit, you know. I'm talking about extreme cases. Nobody's taking a spot from someone else is what I'm trying to say. We're all meant to shine together, and somebody's star doesn't make my star shine lower, or my star doesn't make someone else's dim light. I don't believe in that. I think everybody has an equal, beautiful, glowing energy about themselves. It's just that you have to see it in yourself. And yes, sometimes it's not going to be as bright because you feel away, but just give yourself that kindness. What's my favorite drink? I like lemonade. I like a bit of fruit punch. I know. I like mixing it together. I like watermelon juice. I like a iced green tea. I like regular tea sometimes. I like coffee here and there, but I don't really drink coffee like that. Okay, ooh, this is a random question. What is the weirdest Sims trend you've done? No, I don't think it was breed. Like the ugly to beauty challenge. That was gotta have been the most strangest thing. I think I even probably private the video, who knows? But like that was probably the strangest thing I've done for a Sims trend. And then somebody asked me an interestingly tough question. What's your favorite LP you created and from another creator? Okay, so these are two questions. So my favorite LP that I've created. So I will say today my favorite LP that I've created is Growing Together and College Years. I think those two are amazing, and I think that I feel like both stories have not only had the characters have grown, but I have grown as a person while I was creating it. And I like, whether it came to like editing techniques or like storytelling techniques, I feel like those stories helped me grow so much as a Sims creator. And what's your sign? I'm a Taurus. Who's the last person I texted? I think it's my bestie. Yeah, my bestie. Last person I texted was my bestie. And she's my childhood friend. Like, we've been friends since we were like in elementary school. So yeah, that was the last person I texted. Do you have any piercings? Ooh, that's such an interesting question. Piercings. I have only ears, but I wanted to pierce my septum when I was younger so bad. I ended up not doing it, and then I wanted to do a nose piercing so bad. So I guess anything on my nose. I thought my nose was like needed. It needed a long, cute like jewelry. But no, I don't have any other piercings. I do want to do I think it's called a helix or something, but I don't know. I might do something like that in the future. And then what inspired me to create Growing Together? Okay, what inspired me to create Growing Together? That's so interesting. I did answer that question being my favorite LP, but that's such a good question. I wanted to create a video called How to Create Your Own Save File, right? And so then as I was creating that video idea, I came up with this character named Angela. And I was like, Angela is going to be a single mother to a son. This is what I thought at the time. And she's going to be pregnant, and the baby father is not going to want to be in the child's life. And he is gonna, she's like, hey, we wanted to plan this life together, all of a sudden you're backing out, like what's going on, kind of thing. And she finds out that he's this cheater and like the story didn't completely become in that order, but it's somewhat similar to what Growing Together became. I was thinking of basically like making a video where like I get to teach you how to create a save file for yourself, and like how to create these like dynamic characters, and like what comes to my mind when it comes to creating this stuff. I don't know if you want that to be a video still. I could try to come up with a new story idea, and then we could create it together from scratch in a sense. So if you want that, please comment it below. At the time I didn't know what I wanted, and I didn't know what I wanted, but I think I got distracted from creating that video, maybe because I got so inspired by Growing Together story itself that it just like evolved into this whole thing. Because like I think at the time I was thinking that Angela didn't like her family and she was gonna live permanently in Tortosa, but she ended up moving back home to her city. So there was just like stuff like that has changed, like from the video idea to like it being this whole like let's play itself, and you could tell like with the let's play, the colors are very almost like bright, and like I feel like I was inspired by like, what's it called again, Pixar. Like I was inspired by Pixar with the colorful vibes. And I'm not gonna lie, like a lot of the Pixar movies, at least in my mind, are like in San Francisco, and like San Sequoia is inspired from San Francisco, so I think it made sense for the inspiration. And I feel like that's kind of where I saw like the vibes, the colors and the blues, and then just when the colors are just like, I with the color palette of that let's play, like a lot of the Angela's colors are always soft and sweet. So like I really went with these like, colors that in my mind it's probably when, like I said, as a creator I have grown, because I started to like really think of those stuff. Like I never used to think, I just used to put on anything for any sim, but I started to feel like, and then my future let's play, the character I have is going to be wearing more darker colors, so it's going to be interesting color palette in comparison to an Angela's colors. And even in general, I'd recommend you going on Pinterest when you're creating your characters and what fashion you think they would wear. And like, yeah, that's kind of what inspired me with Growing Together, was the storytelling of telling a story from a woman's perspective of betrayal and growing herself back, you know, quote unquote together with her family. But yeah. Ooh, this is an interesting question. If you can play a celebrity as a sim, who would it be? And what would the title would you give to their let's play? Okay. If I played as Nicki Minaj, I would definitely probably name the let's play Barbie's World. So yeah, I would definitely have a story on Nicki Minaj, and yeah, or maybe I might do a fun one where like I might do Ariana Grande as like an occult sim and like Glinda or something. Yeah. Why did you start creating Sims content? And if I want to start, what should I prepare myself for? Okay, I answered the first question, but if you want to start a Sims channel in general, or either a channel, I would say that just do it, I guess, because every time I was making an excuse, like my friends were trying to get me to make a channel for months, and you know, I'm not gonna lie, my first video, I don't know if I still have it up on my channel, but like my first video's quality wasn't that good. And the thing is though, with that video, it had so much personality, and I just think that at the time, I think that when I look back at it, I'm like, that really is still in my personality. Even I don't think I say a single word in the video, but like you could hear Nini's voice, and like I still am a Housewives lover, and I love Nini Leakes still to this day. So like you could just see there's parts of my quirks that even though you didn't hear my voice in the first video, I think hopefully it's still there. But yeah, those were like the stuff that I had that made me feel like, you know what, have your personality show. Like I feel like, you know, if you're nervous, especially like for me, it took me a couple of months actually to start doing my voice on my channel, but like give yourself that time to like grow into that content creator that you are today, kind of thing, you know. Like, so nobody's gonna start out 100%, I would say. Almost, I feel like every content creator, even if they feel they're at 100% a year from now, when they look back at their first video, the techniques they learned that year later, they're gonna even feel like, wow, I've developed, I've changed. And that's how it's supposed to be in life, you know. I think everybody's supposed to grow, evolve, and just find different things and want to, like, you know, hone their strength, I would say, you know. Okay, here, if I want to start, what should I prepare myself? Okay, so I'd say that, okay, when it comes to voice, this is what I used to do. I used to do karaoke before I start recording, because I just thought my voice was somewhat very chill, but like a little bit more chill and like almost, I wouldn't say boring almost, even though I am a bit quirky and funny, but like, you know, sometimes when you turn the camera on, you're like, you get so like, oh, this is what my Sim's doing, and they're just, oh, they picked up this, oh my god, what they're doing here. Like that's probably how I just sound. And also because it could have been because I was shy too, so it was like, even though yes, I have parts of myself and I'm very like, you know, I feel like a bit of a funny person, I would say, I don't think I was sharing that part of myself when I was new, you know. I sometimes when I catch my older videos, even like my older, it's not even about the mic and the quality only, that I think is very important, by the way. I'd say invest in a mic, because my old mic was like, whoo, when I watched my old videos, which I don't recommend to go back, but if you want to do it, how you doing? Like if you just want to see how much I've grown, and you as want to be a content creator, you could compare my older videos to my newer videos. That should be an answer in itself. And I would say that prepare yourself for anything. So I start my channel, and I don't know if I was able to handle it at a younger age. So I would say prepare yourself mentally. Like if your videos don't get views, have a community of people in real life. So like I would say if you have your like spouse, if you have a family member, your sister, your brother, even if your best friend, a coworker, somebody that you genuinely trust, that genuinely loves you and wants to see you grow, who's actually even telling you to start that channel, tell them how you feel about those moments, because it's going to be up and down. There's going to be times where you don't want to put your self-worth into your views, and that's actually so hard to say even for myself, because I've even gotten that advice where sometimes, like especially when I was newer, and I'd be honest, like I had videos where it was 10 views in a day or something, and then I know that's so funny, but like I get that in 10 views in a minute or something, like now, or like 10 views in like 30 minutes or something. So like I think about that sometimes today, even like how much things have changed. I even have a screenshot from like when I hit 100 subscribers and how many watch hours I had back then to versus like I have almost 10 times more than that, or 20 times more. I don't know what's the numbers, but it's so interesting to see how much I have changed in that time. And I recommend you have progress screenshots of yourselves, because don't compare yourself to anyone else. Compare yourself to yourself, but also, I'm not gonna lie, and this is kind of me going a little vulnerable, but I think the last couple of months have been my down months in a while, and I've never really had a quote unquote, like, I guess people say flop era, and I've never really had that before. So I'm somewhat, I guess you could say that, but I don't think of it like that. I think that like sometimes when I hit downs, I could smell that I'm about to go up so good. I don't know how to say it, but now that I'm down again, and the thing is, like, I even talk to some of my friends who are also content creators, and I tell them that this thing is like a pendulum. It's gonna swing. It's gonna swing so far high, and you're gonna have like videos that like are in, if you know YouTube, it'll compare your videos in the last 10 videos. So honestly, sometimes you really are competing with yourself. So like I'll have videos where I might do like 2 or 3 in a row, and it's like top 3, and I'm just like, yo, I am swinging it. And sometimes I one time actually did 3 videos in a row that were 10 of 10. Child, I almost wanted to close my channel. Not really, but like, because I knew I was going to upload another video. Like I said, that's one of the mentality to have, is that just keep doing it, just keep swimming, in the words of Dorothy from, I think that's her name, from Finding Nemo. Just keep swimming, child. So yeah, what you should prepare is to get a good mic, invest in a good mic. I have I forgot what's mine called. Give me a second, let me twirl the squirrel. I'm not sure, but I think I have the 5 and it's a pink mic. Okay, good, because your girl Sasha is a cutie pie. I, of course, my pink mic color. I recommend getting a good mic. I got the 5 pink. Don't know which version, but I think it was like under $100. So save up, give yourself some grace. Like I said, save up to get your Wondershare Filmora or whatever company you're going with, or even if it's DaVinci. I think I was using DaVinci at first. I think that's the free one, and then eventually I paid for Wondershare. So like, don't worry, like, even screen recording, OBS is free. I used to use Monosnap. If OBS is too harsh on your computer, I used to have like a very old computer back in the day, don't judge, but like I was using Monosnap, and that was so easy. So if your computer can't handle OBS, or for some reason OBS is a bit glitchy, I always have what is called again, Monosnap as a backup. Anyway, to this day I am playing around. What's my favorite app? Okay, so I love Pinterest, I like Notes app, I like Tumblr, I like some gaming apps like Squid Game Unleashed, Good Sorts. You know the differences, that game where you could check between 2 images and guess the differences? Yeah. Good Coffee, Great Coffee, and Good Pizza, Great Pizza. Those are the apps that I'm loving right now. Sims 2 or Sims 3? Sims 2, obviously. Who is your townie crush? Simon Scott, I guess, from Henford on Bagley, which is the cottage living world. Yeah, he's adorable. All right, so I got a message. This one is so sweet. Hey girl, any updates on Love Language Mod version 2 update? I loved it so much. I can't wait for it to be out for gameplay. So Love Language is gonna be out, I hope, in a few weeks. I'm excited for the future and excited for Love Language. So yeah, I will be working on it again. The thing is, everything is done. All the writing, all of that is done. It's just the coding that's left. So yeah, I just have to copy and paste the words to, the coding language and stuff like that. So I just got to work on that, and of course playtest a lot. So yeah, then it will be out. But I think though I'm going to take a break after this video or the next one after, but I will be doing a video, I'll be working on mods, and I'm going to be taking a break from my channel, I think for about a week, I would say, and then I'm going to work on business and hobby mod ideas that I have that I wanted to create for the expansion pack. Once I'm done with that, I'll go back to Love Language mod, and I want to work on a different like archetype type of mod, 2 different mods. Hopefully they're going to be out within this year, and I want it to be for my next Let's Play. I feel like that's a bit of a spoiler, but then again, you don't even know what I'm talking about, so yeah. And then the next question is, what mods do you have planned for the future? I guess that's answered with 2 archetype mods. I want to work on really 2 bigger mods that are like a bunch of traits, and yeah, I do want to work on a toxic trait that I had saved up, and I actually wrote like a whole document of how I wanted it, not like the details of moodlets and stuff, but like the study on this traits, let's just say like that, because I'm not like this, so I have to like understand the mentality of it. Because like if you have my movie lover trait, like I really try to get into the thoughts of how a movie lover would operate. So with traits and even like the love language, the 5 traits, I really try to like delve in. Like I'll listen to even music around stuff like that, you know, so that I could do as much research on it. So yeah, I really do that. Somebody, do you ever have the urge to hug a guy when they smell good? Sure. Such a thoughts on forehead kisses. What are these? Oh my god, thoughts on forehead kisses. I mean, I love it. So the next question, I wonder the tone. Like, are you concerned for me, or I don't know. Somebody wrote, would you say that you're a crybaby? It doesn't take much for you to shed a tear. I'm assuming you watch my Let's Plays and you know my Sims be getting me my feels. But don't worry, like I'm not out here like bawling my eyes out. I think maybe a tear can be shed, but like full on crying, I don't think I've ever done that about gameplay. Yeah, it's always been like a little measly tear here and there, but it's rare too that I tear up. But yeah, I don't know. For me, I feel like I am emotional. I am in tune with my emotions. I do think that's important with allowing yourself to share parts of yourself on the internet. But I do feel like the person sounds concerned because they put like a tear emoji. Don't worry. I'm not out here like, oh my God, this person got cheated on and I'm just like crying about it in my bed. I've never done that in my life. I do want to say that. Okay, so I don't think once I stop recording, do I talk to like sometimes my family? I'm like, oh, that was so sad, but then like I literally move on. I'll just do whatever I'm supposed to do in my day, you know. So don't worry about me. Thank you so much for the concern. Okay, drop that skincare routine. Did you ever meet me in real life? I'm thinking this is someone who knows me. Drop that skincare routine is such a funny question because I really don't have anything going on so elaborate, I would say. But I should just say I've been blessed with good genetics. Both my parents, they're gorgeous. And yeah, that's where I got the good genetics from. So the next question is, what is your favorite perfume or unisex fragrance that you own? What kind of scents do you gravitate more towards? So my favorite perfume is Dior Hypnotic Poison, and that one, my mom loves it, my grandma loved it, my sister loves it, my aunties love it, like their children love it. Like I think it's just like almost like a family perfume that we just love. It's like generational, y'all. Okay, so yeah, this perfume is absolutely amazing to me and I love it so much. So one I would say that scents I gravitate towards is, I would say, sweet floral scents. I love like, because now, especially even though spring is coming, but I just love like the smell of flowers. Biggest red flag for a guy. Okay, this is such a random one, but I would say that if you're in a relationship and a guy asks you for an open relationship, he already has someone in mind. He's not asking you like, should we explore that idea? He's saying it, but honey, he already knows who to explore with if they have not already done this. So don't trust guys like that, okay? So yeah, I 100% recommend that. And then someone wrote, oh my god, this is such a sweet one. Thanks for having such a big sister vibes to me. I always wanted one growing up. Thank you. I don't mind being a big sister to y'all. I didn't know that I had that vibe to people online, but I am a big sister in real life. I'm the oldest in my family to my brothers and sisters, and all to my little cousins, my besties. I don't mind like being a big sister, somebody that you can count on to be there. And thank you so much for saying that to me. I love that I'm a big sister to you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jen. Not me about to shed a tear. Don't worry, I'm not, but you know, I feel it. I feel my eyes welling, okay? But I genuinely love that. Thank you so much for saying that. Would you tie down a guy and tickle them for nonstop just for giggles? Let's read the next question. What's something that you've done that you're proud of? Thank you so much for asking me that. I actually have to think about that answer because I remember I was saying it recently. Something random that I am proud of. Is I've been exploring with dishes, and you don't know this about me, but I do cook in real life, and I have been cooking for like past 10 years. So I explore with recipes, and I feel like there was a time that I kind of lost a bit of the fun parts of making food and just exploring and having fun and the art of cooking and stuff. And I feel like I'm kind of going into it back and, making some fun recipes. Like if you know me and we talk personally, you know that I've make dishes and I do tweet about it. But like if you talk to me on a personal level, then you know that I like to cook. And, so yeah, I feel like I'm proud of like all the dishes that I've been making and the exploration with food. And just a lot of those unique stuff. Like I think it's always about bettering yourself, figuring out what can you do to improve, and yeah, one thing I'm also proud about is like I'm not rushing myself. I used to rush myself. I don't know if you know this, but there was a time in my life I used to do 10 videos a month on my channel. I think this month I don't even know if I did 5, and so I never did that in maybe 3 years or something. I haven't done that unless like it was like a personal time that I had to leave, but like, and that was an intentional holiday. But like I don't know, I just like I'm starting to learn to like accept and not force myself to like rush myself just because I have a quote unquote quota that I want to meet, so I'm learning to and accept things for what they are. And I don't think I have a perfectionist issue, I would say, or maybe it's more so because I'm like the older sibling. So like a lot of times when you're oldest sibling thing, like you kind of grow up with this sense of like having to want to have better management. I would say you want to just make sure you're good to your family, you're good to this, you're good to that, and blah blah blah. So those stuff is very important to me. So I feel like letting go and learning to let go is such an important thing, and that I'm not saying I'm fully there, but yeah. And also one thing, like I said, is that because quote unquote I'm having a downtime now, I'm not even being mean to myself. I'm not saying you're this, you're that, because there was a time that I would feel negative about myself, and I would say, you know what, you're not this, you're not that, you're this, you're that. And I'm not saying those negative thoughts to myself. No negativity, oddly enough. Like that's how you could tell you're growing as a person, is that like, at least for me, is that I'm not being harsh to myself anymore. And that's one thing, like if we've ever chat, you kind of know that I've mentioned this to my friends before, and that's something that I'm growing with. So somebody asked me what's my favorite song ever. That's a hard one. I would say maybe Nicki Minaj Chun-Li is like one of my favorite songs ever. It's just something about that song's just so bad at, yeah. And then Frickum Dress by Beyonce. I love Beyonce's B-Day album, and Frickum Dress is just everything. I love Frickum Dress. And then I'd say what's my favorite album? Oh, that's the next question. Okay, so I would say, yeah, Beyonce B-Day album. I would say I'm somewhat of a B-Day snob, and yeah, I love that album so much. And maybe it's just because like I feel like all parts of my life I've been still able to enjoy B-Day, and it feels so amazing. I know people say like she's screaming on that album, but like let her, she had something to say. So yeah, and then I would say that next one is I love Queen album by Nicki Minaj. And you know what, just like I felt like Beyonce had something to say, Nicki has something to say here on this album, and she definitely said that I'm queen, and we all know that she is. So yeah, I love that. And then the last question is, when telling stories, where do you look for inspo? Now that's one is a good question. It's a good question to end this video with. I would say that where I look for inspo is like just in general, like stories I've witnessed in life. And sometimes I look at like archetypes of stuff. Like I'll look it up, and that's why I'm gonna make mods for these archetypes in general, so that maybe when you create a sim, at least maybe you're gonna be inspired off of that. So that's why I have like one of the love language mod, and then like other stuff that I said I want to work on. And that's why I need to go on a break, because I really want to get into my modding bag. And thank you, by the way, so much for 13K on Patreon. I don't know if I said that yet, but thank you so much for that. And it really is so amazing to connect with you on my modding journey. And yeah, thank you so much. But yeah, what I would say to look for is looking at personality types, looking up just like when you watch a story, and sometimes it might just help you get an idea, or just like living in the moment, or just like you could be like typing something, and like something like of a random story would come to mind. You're just like, it starts telling itself to you almost, and you're just like, wait, I like that idea and I want to explore that in The Sims. All this to say is that that's where I look for inspiration. I look for inspiration in basically like moments in my life, stories from relatives, like movies I've watched, shows I've watched, stories I've seen, stories I've read. They say, like, you know, if you read a book, it's like you lived many lives. So, you know, just go out there and just see what you like, what you love for yourself. And like, you know, like I said, maybe I could make a video on that. Like I said, just ask me and I'll try to work on that. I'll have that on my list of like stuff. So I do have a content creation calendar. So if one thing I would say to advise people is that I did this like last year, actually officially. I divide my year in quarters, and I'll just have like quarterly goals, even though I'm not meeting my goals this year like I did last year. I'm not gonna lie, last year I hit it out the park with my goals, but it's okay, because like one thing I'm teaching myself is that, you know, why is it only the due date? Like I have to do it this day? No, like it's still gonna be something I'm working on, but maybe I just didn't meet its due date. And it's not about procrastination. Life just gets in the way, and I have to accept that. And not only that, but sometimes my game gets in the way. Like face changing glitch, you saw what that was if you watched like the last video and I showed the photo, or if you follow me on Twitter and you saw the photos. I have a face changing glitch, and I'm just like so nervous of gameplay lately because of it. And so I've just been very protective of my saves, and I'm just not really going into game. That's why I want to do some cast videos, maybe a tier video right now and stuff like that. So I do have to announce that I am going to be taking a break this month of April, but I think I'm gonna have about 2 videos out during the month. I don't know what the dates are. It's pre-recorded too. This video has already been recorded in March. I just had to compile the links, and you know, it took some time to work on it. So again, don't forget to hit that like button if you're new and you like my vibes. Subscribe, and you know, let's get to know each other. Say hi, I'm new, in the comments, and hopefully, you know, we get to chat and stuff. If you want to follow me on any other social media platforms, I have that all linked for you in the description below. I'm so thankful you're even up to this part of the video. It means the world. I wish you a lovely day. Let's meet again in May, real time, and you know, you're gonna see me, and hopefully you'll see some changes. Maybe, I don't know, I kind of want to surprise you. I wanted to have this long outro, but now I'm like, I want to keep it short and sweet. So see you then.